Hi guys, it's Machaela and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my top 5 bronzers. This is a series I've been doing on my channel this year. I have a top 5 in every category so far. I've done, I believe, brows, foundations, concealers. I've done a couple other categories and I'll leave that playlist link down below, but let's just go ahead and start. I've got 1 cream bronzer and 4 powdered bronzers. Let's start with my cream bronzer. I've got the Ciate cream bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. It's the one I am wearing on my face today. I absolutely love it. I love how it works well with the rest of my makeup. I love the color of it on my skin tone. It's a very cool tone, very sun-kissed. It works really well in the summertime and it just kind of gives my face an overall kind of like almost a glowish, like hydrated, yeah, not so much glowish, but a hydrated bronzer effect. I really like it. Let's go into, this is a classic but still a favorite and I can understand the hype around it. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I love how it glides on the skin. The packaging is a little bit bulky, but that doesn't really bother me so much, but I love it. Very, like, the shade I have is the shade, it's just light, which works really well. I feel like it's a perfect match for my skin tone. And again, I think I love it. I think it's good for a drugstore bronzer. If this bronzer will last you a long time, if this is the only bronzer in your collection. If you are new to using bronzer, I would highly recommend this one because you're not paying a high-end price tag, but you're still getting a good quality. It glides on buttery smooth. I like this part here. I like it if I'm wanting to contour and sculpt a little bit. And then I can go in with a brush and buff the rest of the product on top of that. Depends on what kind of effect I'm wanting to get and how much time I'm wanting to spend in the morning. But if I'm wanting to do that extra step, I feel like the little sponge tip brush thing comes with it is really great for that purposes. But again, I love this stuff. This one here is, and if you've been around my channel long enough, you've probably seen me rave about this. But this is a Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer. I got this in a BoxyCharm and this is probably my #1 bronzer in my collection. Every time I use it, I get excited about it. I've already worn down the little star engraving on it, but I think it's so pretty. I think the color is so perfect. I like to compare this one to the Balm's bronzer. I don't believe they make it anymore. I'm not even sure if the Balm is a business anymore. But I feel like I was running low on that one and I was really wanting to replace it, but when I got this one I felt like it replaced that one for me. So this is probably my #1 in my collection. I love it. If I run out of this, I will go and buy it immediately. But again, highly recommend if you are wanting a good high-end bronzer and you are wanting to splurge. I feel like this one is a good bronzer to spend your money on. Then we have one that was actually an unexpected favorite of mine. I bought it, not really sure what to think about it, but it's the Jaclyn Hill bronzer. I've got the blush and bronzer duo. Upon receiving this, I thought, I just got the light version, the one that was most like my skin tone, and I thought it would be a little bit too light for me. And though it does take some buildup, I feel like she really knew what she was doing when she was formulating this bronzer here, because it is the perfect color of bronze for my skin. And though it is light, it bronzes my skin in the most subtle, most perfect way, and it's not too intense, and it's really not too light either. Yeah, granted, sometimes if I'm wanting a little heavier of a bronze that day, I will have to go in with multiple layers, but I feel like it's super great if you're wanting to build up your bronzer, or maybe if you are new to bronzer, this might be a good one to splurge on because it's so light, it's so buildable, you're not going to get too much product no matter what you do, and it might be a good one to be an introductory to bronzer as well if you are also wanting to splurge, but you're very new to using bronzers in general. I highly recommend this. Again, the packaging might be a little bit excessive, but that doesn't bother me personally. I love this one. I was not expecting to. And then we've got another BoxyCharm favorite. This is the one I got my first ever BoxyCharm, but is the Wonder Beauty Duo Trip for 2. I am just focusing on the bronzer today, but I love the bronzer. I love how, again, it just blends so effortlessly into my skin. I love how easy it is to use. I get excited every time I use this, and I feel like it is just the all-in-all perfect bronzer. And that's all I have to say about it. They're all perfect in my opinion. They're all amazing. They all have their purpose in my collection. So these would be my top 5 if you are either looking for a new bronzer, or maybe you've never used bronzer before and you're wanting some recommendations. I feel like this here would be my perfect batch to choose from. I have a lot of other bronzers in my collection that I do like. Bronzer is one of those items that, yes, you can go wrong with it if you buy the wrong shade, but formula wise, I don't think I've really tried a bad bronzer. I don't have any in my collection that I actually hate. So that being said, I mean, it's just one of those, I feel like it's one of those products that is very forgiving, but do get the right skin tone. There are bronzers that I feel like can get a little too orange, so, but formula wise itself, I feel like you can't really go wrong, at least from everything I've tried, and I've tried quite a few bronzers at this point. But I know that something that can be hard is getting a bronzer that is too orange, because I know that it has been a problem for me in the past. But if we're talking formula alone, you really can't go wrong, because it is just one of those forgiving products. And if you happen to buy a bronzer that is too deep, just use it as an eyeshadow, use it as a single eyeshadow, use it in your crease. It makes a great little quick get out the door eyeshadow look. And again, if it doesn't work for what you want it to work, use it in another way. Bronzers are forgiving. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I do videos focusing on beauty and lifestyle, and I try to incorporate my love for beauty as well as my love for Christ, all on this platform, my two passions. And with that, thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if this is what you're interested in. And if not, and you still want to stick around, I'd love to have you. And so thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.